What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you for clicking on the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. But we got a lot to talk about, and if you've seen the thumbnail, yes, we are tearing down our truck, show truck, whatever you want to call it. We are tearing it down, and we got a lot to talk about in this video for the thoughts and what's going to happen after, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the end. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I know you guys saw in the previous video, the truck is on stocks like it is behind me. We didn't really know what we wanted to do, but I came up with the idea, and after talking with a couple people and thinking about it, we are going to put our truck back to stock and then figure out what we're going to do. But I already have an idea in my mind what I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you guys yet, but I have an idea in my mind what I'm going to do. It's going to be something simple. It's not going to be no crazy 14, 15, 16-inch lift. Who knows? Maybe comment down below what you think it's going to be. If somebody guesses it, I'll pin it in the next video. But who knows what it's going to be. You know, I'm going to kind of leave it up to like a mystery for you guys, so you can kind of stay tuned and figure out, you know, let it linger a little bit, the thought of what's going to happen. But so what we're doing, I don't know if in the last video I said we bought the same year 2015 F250 axles. The guy gave me everything from the shocks, the leaf springs. I mean, he even gave me the brake lines, emergency brake line, like everything that I need. So we've been waiting on parts, and because, if you guys remember, or if you're new, I ended up going with the HD buckets. Everything's PMF, but I went with the HD buckets, and those buckets only support coilovers. You can't go back to coil springs. So I ended up ordering some new ones, and I'll show you guys the parts and stuff that I already have here laid out. But pretty much the buckets ended up costing me the fabricated ones of what it would equivalent, or just about the same price of what it would have been to go to Ford to get the ugly OEM regular bucket. So I was like, you know what, why not go ahead and do this, and I can still go ahead and powder the buckets. And also we are going to have a different powder coat color. I'm not going to let you guys know. You guys are going to have to stay tuned to see it, but we have got a banging color, you know, illusion purple, still one of my favorite colors, but this is just going to pop so much better and brighter throughout the day, and with the rock lights on. So yeah, so pretty much I got buckets for coil springs that we can put back in there, no more coilovers, but these buckets do come with a conversion that you can put coil springs or coil overs on it, so I can go back and forth if I ever want to change it. Don't have to. But yeah, I was waiting on a few parts from Trevor that had to be made at PMF, and luckily I think I waited 3 weeks, and usually he's anywhere from 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks out on them. It's almost like ordering a set of wheels, but he got them to me in a relatively quick time. So we're gonna kind of touch base and go over like some of the parts. I'm gonna show you the size difference. If some of you don't know, PMF sells 2 different versions of buckets. They sell the HD fabricated buckets and the OEM style buckets. So originally I have, and I'll show you right here, I'll walk over here and show you guys. I originally have these ones right here. These ones right here, these buckets right here are the HD fabricated buckets. So if you come up to here, they are made to where you run a bolt through there and they only accept a coilover. So I can never go back to coil spring, but so like I was saying, I'll come over here. Behind me, we have, excuse me. So like I was saying, we ended up going from that bucket to their OEM style bucket that can accept both a coilover and a coil spring. It just makes it easier, and I'm kind of actually excited to go back to coil spring to have a better ride. I mean, don't get me wrong, the coilovers felt great and I like them, but I don't need that, and I'd just rather have something simple instead of going full blown like I did. But I'm going to show you, and you can kind of see the size comparison difference. That bucket was huge. So now, like, you can kind of see, like, with these buckets right here, that's the OEM style bucket. And you can kind of see right there that this bucket is nowhere near as big as the fabricated ones that I showed you guys. And like I said, I keep repeating myself, I just love that I can have a coilover or a coil spring and I never have to worry about it. So we got that. Also, so that came out of there. Also in here, we have an Icon spring, coil spring that Trevor sells on his PMF website. And then also, because we are going back to coil spring, I ordered, and I actually got a couple parts from my buddy. You've seen him on the channel, Justin Hawksmith. He's in the middle of redoing his truck, doing some stuff, motor work. So we actually ended up getting his PMF steering stabilizer kit, so we can run steering stabilizer shocks. And he's also going to be sending us the diff covers and his tie rod bar. So we're going to have those. We're going to have a PMF tie rod bar that we can powder, and we are going to have PMF diff covers again, because I'm going to sell my diff covers with my axles and the lift kit. Or if the lift kit sells and the axles don't, I'll sell it with the axles. But then we're going to have that. And then also in my shed right here, it's pretty packed, so bear with me. I have our stock equipment arm to go back on. I have, what do I have in here? Oh, an upgraded steering stabilizer. No, I have an upgraded ball joint from Trevor that goes into the axle. And then I have a Rough Country adjustable track bar right here. I've got front shocks, and then in here I've also got rear shocks from Rough Country that are just simple gray shocks. Yeah, so we have a bunch of parts, waiting on a couple more. I'm going to take a lot of this stuff to powder, and then like I told you, so we're going to be going back to stock and technically have like a leveling kit from where we're at. And then I'm not going to tell you guys, like I said, what we're doing, but we're going to have some other parts that we order. And then we're going to go ahead, and I also got to take, like right here, I got to take the bumper brackets off. I'm just probably, for the time being, going to powder those black. You know, I don't really want to accent those again with the truck. Probably just leave it normal and simple and black. So no matter what I do, if I ever change color, I don't got to keep taking my bumper brackets off. But what we're going to do is we are going to add as we go. So like if I order, you know, traction bars, blocks, or if I end up lifting the truck, doing a front four link, anything we do, if I do a mini cradle, just anything, we are going to continue to add to the truck. And then that way we already have our bases already powdered with the stuff that we had before that, like the buckets, the tie rod bar, all the other stuff. So all that'll be powdered, and that'll be fine. But pretty much I just want to come on here and kind of give you guys like a rundown. We also did take our Grill Tech tip off. I bought another one. Instead of having the 10-inch, I got an 8-inch tip, since we're not going to be crazy big, and I don't want to do the axle dump since I'm going to be lower. But we actually came back, put our elbow exhaust piece back on, and we ended up running a 4 to 6-inch tip back on our truck. Now it does sink in there a little bit, like before when I first had the truck, the exhaust tip was tack welded on there, so about probably 2.5 inches, 3 inches of the pipe was actually in the exhaust tip. So I tried to cut the welds, didn't work, so I ended up having to actually cut the pipe right there where it went into the tip, and then I beat the rest of it out and then just kind of wiggled it back and forth and bent and broke the welds. So that's why, if anyone's going to ask, why is your exhaust not, you know, poking out of the truck, I haven't decided if I want to keep it that way, or we have an exhaust shop here that will sell me just the elbow piece that comes out further, and then that way I can cut it. Originally the exhaust stuck out about the stock pipe, or no, the 4-inch pipe that's on it before we put the tip on it. It actually stuck out about probably 3 inches from behind the cab. So I can always go get another piece. I think they sell them for like $100. I can put it on, see where I want it, cut it, and then put the tip on. But we have a Grill Tech tip coming, but another one I thought I'd show you guys where we done that. And yeah, and then we also, I don't know if I showed it before. I also don't think I showed it before, but I had a system that I done in the truck where I done 410s in a box behind the back seat. I actually did seat spacers or brackets, and I pushed the seat 2 inches forward, and we done a box in the back. But if any of you guys know, in these Super Duties, they have these vents in the back that are supposed to let the airflow and everything in the cab, like if you have a smell or anything, kind of like exhaust it out. Those I thought I covered them because I did sound dampening, and so I thought I had originally plugged those. So the MDF wood, or whatever you want to call it, on the box, the material got wet and it actually warped our box, and our box actually fell apart in pieces and started pulling apart. So we scratched that. I took the seat brackets out. I moved the seats back. I unplugged all the amps and everything. I took a shop vac, cleaned the carpet up, and really made it, really clean, because I had a bunch of wires and stuff back there, a bunch of stuff where I'd screwed the amps down to the seats, all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of metal shavings and everything, so we actually ended up cleaning it up really nice. And now I think we're actually going to build a center console that goes behind my center console up onto the middle seat and to the back window, because I don't ever have anybody really that rides in the back seat, but like maybe my son or one or two people. The center seat usually never gets used, so I thought it'd be pretty cool. But we're going to do a 15 in the center, and it's going to be really nice, and it's definitely going to get down, but it's also going to sound really good and be really good quality. I think we might do either a sundown, or I can't remember what else we were talking about doing. My buddy mentioned something about like something Memphis something, I don't remember, but I think we're going to do a sundown. But yeah, it's going to slam, so we're going to be redoing that. Also, I'm going to have a video on doing that, like the box being built and then putting it in and wiring it. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to stay tuned for. It's going to be cool with the truck and everything, but I wanted to just come on here and kind of give you guys a little overview. I know it's kind of a little bit of a boring video talking, but I wanted to show you we got our parts in and kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do, so you guys have something to stay tuned for. But I want to thank you for all the love on the other video, since I stepped away from YouTube for a little bit and hadn't filmed anything. But I want to thank you very much for all the love and support. Again, like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, just say hi, something. If you're new to the channel, just subscribe, it's free. Just click on the button. I do all kinds of videos. We got a bunch of content coming. I'm trying to stay posting. I wanted to post this video, but I wanted to have some kind of products to be able to show you guys, not products, but parts to show you guys that we got stuff coming for this, but I didn't have anything to show, and I'm not just going to come on here and make a boring video. So we have a lot more content coming, so definitely stay tuned, and I want to thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one.